YouTube. I'm gonna try to do this the right way now. Let's do. Christ. I don't know what this is. What the hell is going on here? Oh, all right. I'll let it catch up with me. All right, so I'm back. I'm back on YouTube Live, and I'm gonna try to do this again. So this one is just basically a rundown of what's going on. Today's Sunday, October 6th, 2024. I just did an NFL recap that I'll probably upload later. And we are now heading into the middle of October. Obviously, baseball is going to overshadow everything for a couple weeks. Certain things. Tonight was, you know, I've made some major changes in my life, and I'm trying to revamp my life. I'm going to try to use this YouTube page more to my advantage than I have in the past. Um, as far as how I operate this and what it does, it's you know, it's what it is. I don't know how to do this. I'm just trying to. I guess. I don't know what this thing keeps doing. 2 minutes of just sitting here and talking to myself, I guess. Ah, there you go. It's 3 views. All right, so as I've been saying, there's major changes that are happening right now in the world and stuff like that. And I figured I would get on here real quick to just talk about a few things. One of the few changes that has happened in the whole world is just, you know, events are coming up. Halloween's right around the corner, and I've said this before, and I'll say it again. My mother passed away a couple months ago, and it's been some of the most difficult times of my life. And I'm trying to regroup myself as a human being, and I'm trying to use social media as a escape route to some degree now. I started talking about, you know, sports, and I mean, as far as topics go with a lot of things, it's crazy. Um, Earlier, I did have a topic about the Wu-Tang Clan. I think people need to understand about the Wu-Tang Clan is that the Wu-Tang Clan, when they came out in when they came out in 1993, and that's how long it's been now, and it's crazy because 1993 was 31 years ago now, which really drives me crazy that you know it's been that long. But Wu-Tang Clan had dropped so many albums. They had returned to the 36 Chambers. Um, they had the Gravel Pit in '97, and they really dropped a lot, like Method Man, ODB, who people don't give a lot of credit to. Um, Inspector Deck, RZA, the Goat, whoever the Goat is. How's the Goat doing? I don't know who the Goat is. What's up? Whoever the Goat is. Actually, that's the first time anybody's actually said anything on here, so that's good. But in the early 90s, 93, 94, when Wu-Tang Clan came out in the 90s, the Return of the 36 Chambers was probably one of the best albums by far, maybe of all time. As a group, Method Man became a great solo artist, and he's still doing things to this day. The RZA sits behind the scenes, but he mixes, he gets his thing going, and they got New York on the run page. I mean, I'm not going to say they're the only ones because you know what? Honestly, Onyx was there too. You know, Onyx didn't last as long only because they faded out a little bit. I guess they were doing their own thing, like Sun Sea and Roger Star, Sticky Fingers, guys like that. But they were great. The '90s hip hop was something different. But the Cream, the song Cream itself was probably their best song. And I mean, honestly, they had Protect Your Neck and stuff like that, Tiger Style, and but they did. They had a lot of good music, the Wu-Tang Clan. So like the Wu-Tang Clan, honestly, they're always going to be up there in my book as far as like just how they all synchronized themselves. They did. They really had a good chemistry when it came to it. You could also argue for the boys in Cleveland that came up with their Eazy-E, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Now, Bone Thugs and Harmony, I'm not going to lie to you. Bone Thugs and Harmony, you got to kind of put them in that category as well because Bone Thugs, their synchronicity too, the way that they dropped flows with the speed and how fast they were going was just crazy. To me, I would sit there literally as I was walking down the streets in Delaware. I'd have his cassette player, and I'd be jamming out to Bone Thugs and Harmony. And East 1999 Eternal. Mo Murder, and you know, the Crossroads. They had a lot of good hits on that album, East 1999 Eternal. That was a great album. That's one of the albums. That's an album that secretly was probably one of the best of all time, honestly, in my opinion. Um, they knew how to make music, and they had harmonics, just like their name was Bone Thugs and Harmony. They just made things happen, and they were really good into each other with that. You know, um, the '90s hip hop was really a good thing. So I would probably talk about that right now. And somebody had a poll on Instagram, and it said, what was their best song, and I made a video. It was definitely Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar dollar bill, y'all. That was an all-time classic of all time. It's a song that you'll always hear, and you'll be like, "That's Wu-Tang Clan." You know what I mean? Um, that's the Wu-Tang Clan, and that's what they did. They made music that was crazy. Method Man had a lot of good hits. He had a lot. I'm trying to think of some of his hits. Um, I mean, Tikal was his album, and I'm trying to think of like the songs that he had. Oof, he had a lot. Yeah. I don't know. Why are you on my page talking junk? I don't even know who you are, Morgatrado. You're probably some little rich kid from like Silicon Valley that just likes to talk. Yeah, I said it. We don't even have a profile picture. If you think that sitting on there and talking to me like that is going to make me feel any different, it's not. I'm going to still talk no matter what. You must be a Democrat. Democrats like to talk like that. You should go be a Democrat. Anyway, I still want to do it. All right, so there you go. So anyway, as it flows out, who is this dude? Yeah, we'll remove him. He's an idiot. Remove him. Yeah, get him out of here. He's an idiot. Anyway, people like to hear themselves talk. That's the one thing about it. It's like that's all I always say all the time. Like I go out and I compete every day of my life. I'm not saying I'm the only person that goes through problems because I'm not. There's a lot of people that have it a lot worse than me. I could be sitting at 69th Street Terminal right now, but my friends allow me to stay here for a while just to get myself together. That's why I try to build a platform and make it as good as I can. Um, but like I said, with the Wu-Tang Clan, "You're all I need." That was the song. It was and I just saw a video he was making his weed, and one was called Love Jones. That was actually kind of funny. Method Man's always been right there, you know. If ODB was here, he'd be doing the same thing. ODB was like a great guy. Um, it's such a shame that they don't make music like that anymore. I don't even know all this music they have today. I see people going out and they're getting hyped to going out to a guy named Jelly Roll. Dude, the name itself, I wouldn't go pay money to go see somebody that names themselves Jelly Roll. You better have a very, very more. How you doing, man? Roberto Gonzalez, how you doing? But I was saying, like, I mean, I'm not nothing to take away from Jelly Roll. I heard he's got good music, but I wouldn't go out and see him. It's just like Drake. Everybody says Drake's good. I just think Drake is horrendously overrated. I mean, I'm not used to these guys, you know. I'm listen to music, and I know that it's just music now, you know. And these days, people just don't have it like that. And then that's definitely when some people come out and they say like, and they're out saying, "Hey, Jay Z's the GOAT." I'm like, I don't understand where people come out and talk about how Jay Z's the GOAT. Because to me, honestly, Jay Z is probably the most overrated hip hop artist, maybe of all time. He's definitely up there in the overrated category. The only reason that Jay Z stays ahead of the game, in my opinion, is because he has done so well at marketing hip hop. And from what I hear, he markets it as a copyright. He copies everything that everybody says and does, and then he runs with it, you know. And he's just overrated. I'd actually there's names that people just don't get credit for. I mean, Big Daddy Kane was there. You could put LL Cool J there. Obviously Tupac's there. Biggie, he's there. I mean, he's up there, but I don't think he's the best of all time. Nas, you know, Eminem. As much as people hate on Eminem, I mean, I hate Eminem's liberal views of things. I think him rapping about Trump and all that, I think that's just ridiculous. Eminem needs to go on with all that. He ruins his greatness by being a deranged lunatic like that. He should just stick to what he knows, and which is hip hop. That's it. you know, and I really believe that. But as I said, I still listen to Eminem here and there. You know, he had it. He has it. He's one of those guys that has it. Nas still has it. Method Man, another one that nobody talks about, still has it. Buster Rhymes, another guy, started in his basement with mixtapes, still has it. These are all guys that have had it, and they still have it. And some of them are probably going to retire soon, like Buster Rhymes. He's going to retire. All right, Woo-Ha, Got You All in Check was probably still his best song by far. He's dropped a million songs after that. Woo-Ha was definitely up there. And you just got to take it in like that. You know what I mean? But I was just saying it earlier, that's really where it falls into the categories. If we were talking hip hop, Big Daddy Kane, amazing hip hop artist. Never gets credit. Nobody talks about it. Slick Rick even at one point he had a few good hits. The art of storytelling. Outkast is there. Even though they're not together like that anymore, and Andre 3000's a flute player, but people change. That's what you do. But I never will put Jay Z in that category. I think people, even that, like a prime example, Renegade. I mean, Jay Z, that was Jay Z's song, right? Eminem went on there and he exposed Jay Z for being overrated. But right alone, that's one of the many songs he's been overrated. Money Cash Hose, DMX exposed Jay Z. Another thing that Jay Z did that was dirty is he cut DMX off of Def Jam after he bought it. That Jay Z's wrong. Jay Z's terribly wrong. He ruined his image horrendously by cutting DMX off of Def Jam. Probably one of the terriblest moves in hip hop history, next to letting Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre leave in Death Row. Definitely, probably number two though, because DMX leaving Def Jam, that was just didn't make any sense. I mean, the man made you. DMX made Def Jam kept Def Jam at that hot point at that point. He was there, and Jay-Z cut him because he wanted to come back, and I think he was intimidated by DMX, and then DMX took him over. I really believe that. That's why Jay-Z never going to get any respect from me. Even when he made the 40/40 Club in like the 2010-ish, you know, it just wasn't a thing. It was all sellout stuff. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I like to talk about, and maybe I might get into the Delaware County thing on here. And people that across the world don't know about Delaware County. It's a small town in PA. It's right on the outskirts of Chester. Uh, it consists. Apparently, there's different varieties of it, and there's a page on YouTube called Delco Live. If you guys want to do that, make a subscription to that page, Delco Live. They have lots of events about Delco. One thing I will say, and I'm going to get off here on this note on Delco, on the Delco movie. If I ever do decide to watch it, it better be very impressive because I'm going to tell you right now, I already can feel like it's not going to put pieces of Delaware County in there that needs to be. And I know that a lot of people probably don't even know what I'm talking about here. But Delaware County has the label of it's a way of life. Now, I don't know what kind of life that is, but it's something they made up to keep the ball rolling around here in the area that I'm at. And they have a day called Delco Day. It's on 6/10, and they celebrate it. It's probably one of the few events that I go out to anymore. But we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here. I don't want to run my battery out too much, but I'll probably try to get back on here as I go along with this. Like I said, Wu-Tang Clan, Return to 36 Chambers. X-Men out for now.